What is going on, guys? As you already know, Paldea Evolved is one of like 5 sets that are rotating out in April. You have Paldean Fates, Obsidian Flames, 151, Paldea Evolved, Scarlet Violet Base. I believe that's it. They're all rotating out, and as sets tend to rotate out, singles and sealed product tend to boom. We've seen it with 151. I mean, 151 has gone absolutely parabolic. I mean, it's pretty safe to say we're not getting reprints of any of these sets, so what you got is what you got. So today we're going to take a look at Paldea Evolved. We're going to look at the sealed and the singles. These are the top 10 singles. Screenshot that with your brain. We will revisit those in a little bit. All right, let's look at the booster box. Paldea Evolved booster box in the last year, we're up 95%. All-time high was 472, and we're sitting right at 450. There's 159 available on the current market, and all of this is Korean. The lowest listed from a reputable seller is right about 460. So Paldea Evolve just moving along. To me, Paldea Evolve's a really good set. Uh, you might not agree. Wow, the chart's messed up for those, so I guess we're not going to look at those. Paldea Evolved, the Pokemon Center exclusive ETV. Now, personally, I think this is pretty cheap at the moment. It's a, like I said, great set, and then the promo in here is like $1,000 in a PSA 10, low gem rate, low population. It's the Pikachu, and yeah, I mean, being that close to the booster box, I just think it should be more expensive. I would prefer the Pokemon centers over the booster box just because there wasn't a whole lot of these Pokemon Center boxes made. And, you also have the promo that's boosting it. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm surprised it's down 15% in the last 3 months. Last month it's only up about 1%. Let's look at the last year. Uh, Reached a high just over $600, and we're sitting just under or just over $500, and there's 20 on the market. So even just there, you can compare, 20 versus 159. Let's look at the normal ETBs now. There's 154 of those as well. In the last 3 months, we're up 26%. Again, I really never saw much of these out there. When it first came out, I wasn't really looking for them, I guess, but never really saw them since. 21% on the month. On the year, it's up 87. All-time high. We're right there, and the last time it was fueled by a huge buyout. Now it's way more organically. You don't see a huge blue bar graph, so that's good to see there as well. All right, now let's take a look at some singles. We got the Magikarp. And, as the Magikarp booms, you usually see Sealed Boom up 38% in the last year. Our all-time high is right about 400 bucks. What are we up on the month? About 11% on the month, sitting at 310. There's only 29 of these on the market, and your lowest listed from a reputable seller is none of those guys, about 335. All right, now we're going to take a look at the Raichu. Now, the Sleeping Raichu, this is like, if you ever see cards that have a nickname associated with them, like the No-Neck Charizard, the Bubble Mew, Moonbreon, Sunbreon, cards like that tend to do very well long term. So this card has been underrated for a while, in my opinion, but it's finally starting to boom a bit. In the last month, it's up 32%, 76% in the last 3 months, and the year it's up 74. Its previous high was $62, and now we're up to about 90. There's only 34 available on TCG Player, which means it doesn't take a whole lot of money to get this card to get moving. And your reputable seller is going to be over $100. None of these guys have a star. So from a reputable seller, you're looking at about $110. If you would like to take a chance on those other guys, be my guest. Next, we have the mouse hold, and the mouse hold was kind of like a meme card for a while, but it's definitely a girl card. I don't know why it's on lightly played. Let's get that out of here. So, yeah, it's definitely more of a girl card, like a cutesy card. Nonetheless, it's the third most expensive in Paldea Evolved, and that as well is up 40% in the last 3 months. Look at that pump. 22% year or on the month, and we're at all-time highs right at 67%. There's only 40 of these on the market, and from a reputable seller, you can get it for $67. So Yeah, your lowest listed 65. Next, we have the Tyranitar. Most of these cards are all illustration rares, so that means they have a very tough time grading. The gem rates on these are pretty low, and then you get a pretty decent PSA 10 multiplier. So keep that in mind, as that's going to help these cards long term, and also the PSA, because there's just so little of them in PSA slabs, and PSA 10 slabs. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. In the last 3 months, we're up 27%. Last month, we're only up 7%. And its all-time high was at $81, and we're still only in the 60s. Honestly, this might be a good card to grab. Even in a PSA 10, it might be a good card to grab. Oh, we're not even on the near mint. Come on. Amateur. Amateur time. All right. So near mint, the lowest listed is going to be $64 from a reputable seller. Oh, there's also 69 available. Nice. Giggity. All right. So now we have Iono. Iono is a pretty popular trainer. You got a Pikachu cameo and an Eevee cameo in it. Should help the card. You got sweets. I know my girlfriend would love this card. She loves her sweets. She loves food cards. It's a good card for her. This card is up 5% on the month, 13% on the 3 months, and we're actually down on the year. This card touched almost $70. Right now we're sitting at 53. There's 134 of these available. Next, we have the Fuecoco. Now, I love this card. You have the whole evolution lines of Fuecoco, Sparatago, and Quaxley in here. And if you watch my videos, you know that I picked them up in PSA 10s late, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago or so. Very tough cards to grade, very low population, super undervalued, super underrated in my opinion. And these are long-term holds for me. I can easily see these cards being double what they are now because they're really not that expensive yet. So we're gonna look at the Fuecoco first, and yeah, talk about pump up 81% in the last 3 months, 44% in the last month. The year chart's broken. That's good. What about the 6 month? So yeah, we're at an all-time high at $50 here. There's 76 available. And let's look at a near mint chart here, maybe. The lowest listed is right about $50 on this. So this card's definitely up quite a bit. Um, I want to say the PSA 10 has been pumping a little bit, but it's still pretty affordable. I want to say it's probably right around 2 something. So I would definitely be scooping up the PSA 10s if I didn't already have them already. Chi-Yu, this is the most expensive legendary. There's 3 legendaries in this set. Looking at graded, this one's is slightly more expensive than the others. It also has a higher gem rate. It also has a higher pop. So I didn't buy this one. Probably should have, but it is what it is. Up 21% on the month. Let's see if the year chart works. And our previous all-time high was $36, and now we're at $42. So all-time high for this card as well. 109 available on the market. Let's see. I don't know why none of these say near mint. And from a reputable seller, you get it for right about $47 shipped. And I want to say a PSA 10 on this was like 130 for a while, so I'm sure those have moved up a little bit recently as well. Now let's take a look at the grass starter Spiritago. Let's get this to near mint before I forget. And there's 54 of these available. We're at all-time highs, and it's just shy of $40. Let's see what the month chart says. Up 24% in the last month, 36 in the last 3 months. And the lowest listed from a reputable seller is right about $38, $39. Honestly, this is probably my least favorite of the starters. I think Fuecoco looks sick, and finally, we're gonna take a look at my boy Quaxley. I don't know. I think Quaxley's dope. He's cute. He's awesome. He's just a G. Quaxley is surprisingly very cheap, and I think the PSA 10 on him is also very cheap, but it's the lowest pop and the hardest one to grade. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why Fuecoco's pumping and the other two aren't. I don't know. Fuecoco's cute and cool too, but I think the rest of the evolution's not as cool. Year chart, we're at all-time highs, even higher than this massive buyout that happened. And this card just seems way too cheap at $13. It's up 13% on the month. And our lowest listed, let me get this to near mint, my bad. Lowest listed from a reputable seller is going to be $12.75. So to me, that's super cheap, especially if you can find one that's really minty, send it off to get graded. I mean, you'll be doing great in the long term because of I believe it's like a 15 to 20% gem rate, and I want to say there's like 500 PSA 10s out there. So for ultra modern, this is insane. Don't forget the Magikarp is like $3,000 or something insane like that in a PSA 10 as well. So there's a lot going for Paldea Evolved. Yes, Paldea Evolved, there's some singles that are pumping. A lot of it's still pretty flat. I would expect some more of these cards to pump up, like Quaxly's super undervalued. I think Tyranitar is still cheap. I want to say the Raichu should be about $100, and I honestly think that the Magikarp should bump up a little bit more as well. But we'll see with time as time goes. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. If you liked the video, smash that subscribe button and go to the description of the video. You can join the Discord. You can shop my website. I sell sealed Japanese and English Pokemon cards. Join the email list. Whenever I drop, I will send you an email. That's all I got for you guys. Max Packs, dipping out.